So, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Turn 5 podcast, where we will be reviewing the Dutch Grand Prix and previewing the Italian Grand Prix as well, because we're in one of these lovely double headers. First of all, best wishes to Daniel Ricciardo. We might as well start off with the fact that he broke his hand in free practice, and so didn't participate in the Grand Prix this weekend and will not be in Monza either. Liam Lawson has taken the seat.
Yeah, it was a big. I mean, fair play to him. He said afterwards it was a choice of either hit Piastri or hit the barrier, and he chose the barrier. But it seems to have come at the cost of his hand.
Yes.
He had enough time to think about what he's doing, just not take his hands off the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you do see his hand, I think, clout the side of his cockpit if you watch the onboard. Because there's not a lot of space there. And the wheel just sort of snaps downwards when he hits the barrier. It doesn't look great either. And then he's straight on the radio complaining about it as well. Which makes sense, because, well, he's broke his hand. The thought is that he should be back for Singapore in a few weeks' time.
Well, that's the target, quote unquote. Whether it actually pans out like that or not, it's very early days, so
Yeah,
we won't actually know for a while yet.
we did see how quickly was Lance Stroll came back from a broken wrist
Yeah,
in like a week. So these guys are insanely good at recovering.
Daniel had surgery on his hand. Don't know if Lance did. So it's like,
Yeah, I don't think he did.
so it's going to take longer for Daniel to recover.
Yeah, but yeah, the news from Red Bull and AlphaTauri is that.
no, because didn't Lance have some pins for a while?
Yeah, I thought he did actually.
And those
And that was what was
require
causing
surgery.
him. Yeah, that's what was causing him discomfort in Bahrain. But he was that eager to get in the car that he didn't care.
Yeah. So they definitely both had surgery because you don't just shove pins in.
It also depends on the severity of the break.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
this is true. But either way, it's basically been all but confirmed that he will not be in Monza this weekend. And for as long as he is out injured, Liam Lawson will be driving. And he done all.
It has actually been confirmed.
Ah, okay.
AlphaTauri confirmed Lawson will race at Monza and until Ricciardo is ready to return to action.
I can also say that Lance Stroll did have surgery.
Fair. So yeah, best of luck to Daniel in his recovery, and we hope to see him back on track soon. That sort of also rounds up the action from free practice.
Yeah.
Not really much else to say. We had rain on the Saturday, I believe, during FP3.
Yeah, because Lawson didn't get any dry running until the race. And that was, well, actually, till the reconnaissance laps. And then, like, 2/3 of the first lap. And then that promptly disappeared.
Yeah, the reconnaissance lap, the formation lap, and about half of lap 1. And then all hell broke loose, but we'll come to that. Shall we talk qualifying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lawson P20, but that's a bit unsurprising, to be honest, on a debut halfway through a season. Everyone's up to speed. And Liam only got into the car on the Saturday, so I wasn't expecting miracles.
No.
But it was good to see him taking part. Was there any other major shocks in Q1?
No.
No.
Not in Q1.
Q2, however. Was it in Q2 that Lewis was impeded by Tsunoda?
Both Astons. So he was impeded by both Astons and then Sonoda.
Only one of them was actually penalised, though. The one with Alonso was no further action. That wasn't even investigated. That was decided mid-session. The one for Stroll was no further action because they were like, well, there was nothing Lance could really do. He was trying to speed up, and they both just tripped over one another. But Tsunoda got a 3-place grid penalty. And then Lewis was eliminated from qualifying as well. I guess that's just the dangers of qualifying. These things might happen. You need to get your lap in. It's
That's
also a
what
bit
it's like when it's the weather plays a factor in qualifying.
Yeah, or someone could hit the wall and bring out the red flag, and you're on your fastest lap and you're out.
We've seen that in Q3.
Yeah, so qualifying is a lottery. It's a bit annoying from a fan's perspective to see someone not be able to set a proper lap time because they got impeded, but it is what it is. It's a
That's
short.
the
It's a
problem we
short
have.
track. It's what it's one of the shortest on the calendar, isn't it?
It's
But yeah,
second shortest after Monaco, I think.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
well, it's got 72 laps, so
Yeah.
it's got to be up there.
close to Canada, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
Austria as well.
Canada's got what, 71
Austria's quicker.
laps.
Austria's like 1 minute 6 lap, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's because it doesn't have all the corners that Zandvoort does.
Austria's
so
got
it's quicker.
10 corners, and one of which doesn't exist. So Austria's got 9 corners, two of which, well, 3 of which I contend are incredibly high speed. Turns 9, 10, and 1. So Austria's a very quick lap. But yeah, it's one of the shortest on the calendar. And cars will trip over one another. It's the same in Austria and other tracks as well, where you get the queue in Sector 3. I'm trying to think. There's
Monza.
one that's really bad for it. Yeah,
Monza.
well, Monza, they trip over each other through all sectors, but there's one circuit that's really bad for them queuing up in Sector 3, so much so that the FIA had to clamp down on it. I can't remember which track it was.
Monaco. Canada was pretty bad.
No, I know. I know what you mean, and I honestly, it's just escaped me.
Yeah, they put like special things in place. I can't think of what track it was. Was it Jeddah, maybe?
Jeddah's been alright for qualifying, hasn't it? Apart from
Yeah.
Mick Schumacher crashing.
And Max Verstappen crashing.
That was one time. Mick's done it twice.
I can't remember what one it was. Was it Singapore? No.
No, because we've not been there yet. Because it was this season.
This season, right? So we have Bahrain, Jeddah, Azerbaijan, Spain, Australia.
So it wasn't Bahrain, it wasn't Saudi, it definitely wasn't Australia.
Yeah, I could have sworn it's a European track. Was
It may have
Hungary?
Monaco,
No.
or possibly even possibly Austria.
I think it was Austria.
Well, the one I was thinking
Austria
of
had
wasn't this
all
year.
the
So.
track limits.
What were you thinking of?
I don't know. It was just a couple of years back.
But yeah, no, like we have seen it before where they put special things in place for qualifying to try and prevent the car park. But yeah, it is what it is. Q3. I missed qualifying. I was at work. Does someone want to talk me through what happened in Q3?
Well, we set off for about a lap and a half. I think it was Alex and Sargent got a lap in, and then Sargent binned it and brought out a red flag. And that was about 8 minutes left. So then we all queued up, we waited, we went out again. And then Charles binned it.
And brought out a red flag.
Brought out a red flag. And that was with about 5 minutes left, I think. So teams were conflicted on whether to do one lap in box and go out again to try get 2 laps in, or just go around twice. And Alex was doing his fast lap. He came into box for new sets, so he pretty much just done 1 lap. All the others put a banker in, and Verstappen was 3 tenths ahead or something like that. And then they all done the second lap, and Verstappen just flew away into the distance.
Casual 6/10.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, it was what it was, but it was closer in Q2, and it looked like it was going to be close in Q3, and then it wasn't. Is the basic long and short of it.
Had we had a proper Q3 session, it might have been closer, but
I don't know if it would have been closer.
And then the race.
Yeah.
Now the fun.
Oh my god.
Lap 1 till about 8 is probably the most excitement we've had since the Dutch Grand Prix returned to the calendar.
It really was a contest of how many race strategies can we screw up in the shortest space of time.
Yeah.
All you have to do is listen
Box.
to Senna. He says you have to be on the right tyre at the right time. That's all you need to do.
All you needed to do was see that Sergio Perez was 7 seconds faster in sector 2 to go, maybe the soft isn't going to work anymore.
Yeah.
Because bear in mind, a pit stop is just over 20 seconds at Zandvoort. In terms of lap time lost. 7 seconds. That's a lap at 3 sectors. Okay, sector 1 was a bit drier, so we'll say averages 5 seconds a sector. That's a lap and a bit, and you've gained your pit stop back. Box.
Or, in Ferrari's case, box and just
Not have
no
tyres.
But the thing is, I'm okay with them not having tyres to start with because it's extremely late call.
Yeah.
However, the fact that they're just walking with the inters up to the car, there's zero urgency to put the tyres on the car at all. They're just strolling up. We got time here, boys.
To be fair, the time period of them walking to the car was probably still less of a loss of if he'd done another 2 laps like other drivers had done.
Just show some urgency, though. Come on.
Yeah, Merck really screwed up.
Well, you could have been McLaren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's leave out Lando. Oh, wait. No. We need to box. It's way too dangerous now. And then, 2 laps later, oh, it's dry.
Yeah, I can't remember which lap it was, but Lando was like, I think we should box. And they're like, no, we're faster on the inters or something. He was just like, what the?
Yeah, because I remember it going back to softs and all of a sudden Piastri's setting purple sectors because he's the only one left on softs.
It's him and Alex.
Alex Albon didn't box for God knows how long.
45
He done a
laps.
44 lap stint.
Yeah.
Classic Alex.
But yeah, it was like everyone's enters. Oh, wait, also
Alonso
Piastri's on the
start as
softs.
well.
Yeah, what a start.
He was the closest to challenging Verstappen
That-
the whole race.
That move into turn 2, well, turn 3 was delightful on lap 1. Taking the low line.
On George, wasn't it?
Apparently, according to race pace, if the Mercs hadn't bozoed the strategy so much, they could actually have had a decent fight with the Red Bulls. They weren't that much slower.
Yeah, but they were
Decent
just
fight
at the
with
back.
Perez.
Yeah, they just absolutely bozoed the strategy. Speaking of strategy, can we talk about Max getting the undercut on Checo, even though Checo was the race leader?
Okay. Let's put this in perspective. Perez got first pit on the first instance, then Max gets first pit on the second instance. They both undercut each other. Carry on.
Perez's undercut was far superior.
Yeah.
As well.
I only think, but Perez's undercut, they rolled the dice. That could have went very wrong as well. Like, Max's undercut, they knew it was time to go to softs.
Everyone got one undercut. I feel like it's fair. Like, it's just because Max has retaken the race lead. Perez got bumped from 8th into the race lead. Like, quit your bitching.
I just think the race leader should get preferable strategy, but that's just me.
I think they divided it out.
I wanted to see Seb's record preserved.
But it's just been equaled, so
Yeah.
it's still there.
Bottas, you know what to do.
Well, we do have the Monza curse, so that is the last thing that can stop Max Verstappen.
Someone just get someone who's used to driving F1 open lobbies to do turn 1. Just turn 1.
Hold on.
We know who, but I ain't gonna say his name.
Say his name.
Yeah, please.
Massive egghead.
Yeah.
Does not deserve respect on here.
And the Russian one?
Yes,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
What other egghead do you know?
I don't know why I thought of
program.
Kubica.
Put some respect on Kubica's name.
He
He could
just
actually
crashes
drive.
himself. That's all he does. He just crashes himself out of the race and nearly kills himself.
And does some
Okay,
barrel
that was
rolls.
rally.
It does
Yeah,
some
and
barrel rolls.
Canada.
And then Canada, yeah. Canada was
Uh,
fine. It was the rally one that was an issue. Okay, so there was a few, like, let's go back to the start of the race. Zhou got bumped all the way up to 3rd because of elite pit strategy. Then...
Second, wasn't it?
Yep.
Okay, well, when I wrote the message, it was in 3rd. Like, that's just...
Get good.
Sargent got lapped on lap 7. Banter. He was still on softs, so, you know, kind of mitigating circumstances in that, but still, banter. Lawson got welcome to F1. Here's a 10-second time penalty.
for impeding, which you very rarely see in the race.
Yeah, I think that's just the nature of the pit boxes at this circuit. I mean, we didn't actually get a replay of it, but as far as I can understand, they went for the double stack, and they were slow on getting Tsunoda out, so Lawson was sat on the way in, just blocking the Haas pit exit. Now I can cut that bit in. Pog!
Biz.
I can't hear it.
So then softs became faster than inters again, but everyone started moaning that there was rain on the radar. But that little bit of rain never emerged because they were like, oh yeah, in like 5-6 minutes. And then they were like, oh wait, actually it's in half an hour.
35 minutes.
Yeah. Then, so Zhou went for mediums. Then Red Bull reversed their undercut. And then Charles came in for another stop. Max was back in the lead. Then Lando was just casually pumping in fastest laps while down in 12th. Then it started raining in the pit lane again. Then Piastri started going for fastest laps. Then Sargent binned it. Brought out the safety car.
Yeah, he had no power steering. No, yeah, he had no power steering.
It was a
Or
weird
something
one,
like
wasn't it? Like he hit the curb and then the car
Oh,
just stopped
wait.
turning.
He had a hydraulic issue,
No,
which
that'll
means
do
he
it.
had no power steering. That's what it is.
Um, then Gasly got 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Then the cameras cut to Sargent sat in the grass. Then this was all by lap 19. Safety car came in at under 21. Then Albon started overtaking people. Piastri put in an absolute dive bomb on Bottas going into turn 1. That was a bit outrageous. K-Mag got given a black and white flag for moving under braking. Hamilton got past Leclerc, then Piastri does. Max took the fastest lap back. Tsunoda got given the black and white flag for forcing Ocon off the track. Tsunoda and Norris both got past K-Mag. Piastri passed K-Mag. Hulkenberg passed Leclerc. Max started being a weatherman, saying that the clouds looked darker. Good input, Max. They've got technological radars for that now. Norris went round the outside of Zhou at turn 1. Zhou's mediums didn't really seem to be doing great for him. He just dropped backwards. Now, we got some more weather updates. This one from the Ferrari pit wall. Drops to a light shower in about 10 minutes. It's a very light shower, that last one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Then more people just overtaking people. Logan was still trackside this whole time. Just
Yeah.
sat in a deck
Apparently
chair.
there was absolutely no service roads.
Well, he was on the outside of the track, so...
So where the fans are, just walk round the circuit. There'll be a bridge somewhere.
Is there, though? Because they go in through a tunnel, don't they?
Well, get to the tunnel then.
He probably just thought, there's no easy way for me to leave.
So I'm staying.
There's a chair.
Hmm.
My chair now.
I'm just gonna watch the race.
Then it became very apparent that, I mean, it was obvious that Leclerc had issues at this point because he was still going backwards. But then it was really compounded because Russell on a set of hards got past him. Then Liam Lawson overtook Charles Leclerc.
Incredible.
And then Leclerc immediately retook the position.
That hurt.
And then retired.
30 seconds of fame. Yeah, it was so good.
So, yeah, Leclerc retired. They said he has damage somewhere, I suspect floor. And then it was confirmed. Floor. Norris boxed to try and undercut Tsunoda. And Alex Albon finally pits on lap 45 of 72. Which is outrageous.
Albon making the one-stop work.
Yeah. Then a few laps later, Hamilton pit. Now, Hamilton was right behind Norris before Norris jumped in the pits. And then Hamilton came back out like 3 seconds behind Norris. So that really was not them worth sitting behind Tsunoda.
It's like Merck.
Yep. Then Gasly served his 5-second penalty. Then Perez set his fastest lap. Then Alonso had a slow stop, which promoted Sainz into P3. Then Max came back in again. And then everyone said rain in maybe 15 minutes. And then Alonso just zoomed back past Sainz. Casual. Then Albon got back into 7th after he pitted. Then everyone started saying, this rain looks heavier than we first thought it might be.
seen a radar, and there's just a
It was
massive
a blob of
pile
red.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Then Albon set the fastest lap, and passed George Russell. How'd that go? Customer team.
Well, you don't put your car on hards for no reason.
Yeah. Then I said, radar is a very angry red.
Just when George nearly binned it, but had like the save of
Oh
his
my god,
life.
yeah, Jesus.
Oh, that wasn't in the highlights.
Oh, that was nuts.
I was going like the medium long right hander.
It was with less than 15 laps to go. I can give you that much information.
He just put his back left tire on the grass, he kicked out the rear, and he somehow just managed to save it into the corner
Yeah.
on like extremely old hard tires.
And meanwhile, Fernando's setting the fastest lap of the race if our positioning in the race timeline is correct.
Yep. Alonso was setting fastest laps. Then George had his moment, and Gasly got up into good positions. Then Perez had his slow pit stop on lap 60. And the cameraman also almost got run over. Then Ocon went onto full wets and started complaining that it was the worst decision ever. And everyone else was looking around like, really, buddy? Really? Then Perez went off, and then the chaos of the second rainstorm unfolded. Joe binned it. Bottas almost collected his teammate, who was already in the wall at that point. So yeah, they flew a red flag. Fair enough.
Yeah.
It was torrential. I mean, even after the red flag, Hamilton went off.
Yeah, that was quite funny. You just seen that red flag, like, come up, and then he just like, wee.
Gravel! Yay!
What happened if he binned it then, under the red flag?
That's it. You're out. It's like what happened with...
What if he could still carry on, though? If he just
okay, if you can get back, then fine.
Ring. Just... wheels just trundling back.
But he gets... And he keeps his position, because positions are decided from the point that the red flag's flown.
But yeah, this is when we had the
Perez.
question about Perez, because he pitted for extremes.
When the red flag was flown, so he was in third, and then cars overtook him on circuit because they'd gone round. So,
however, he also crashed into the pit lane and got done for speeding.
Banter. Then Russell apparently had a puncture.
Yeah, it's contact
from
with
contact with Norris. No investigation necessary. Pog.
Yeah, George turned in on it.
I've watched the incident. It was nothing. It was a minor incident in heavy rain conditions.
They just bumped, and George got unlucky.
George was screaming on the radio. He turned in on me.
He didn't leave me any space.
Yeah.
Which I always leave the other drivers. So that...
You have to leave a space. All the time you have to leave a space.
I swear I'm just going to disable that next week. Which left us with Max winning, Alonso second, Gasly third, Perez, Sainz, Hamilton, Norris, Albon, Piastri, and Ocon the top 10. That is your race review. Done. I was giving my mate live updates, so I've just read back through all of the messages I was sending.
Fair. Prediction scores, please.
Nia. Sad times. You scored 0 points this week. Yikes. Then Ben.
Why don't you remind Nia of her prediction?
Oh, okay, sorry. You put Sargent on pole. Then a podium of...
He did get you to Q3, though. So
yeah,
he had a chance.
Yeah, to be fair. Then a podium of Hulkenberg, Sargent, Magnussen.
Solid.
Yeah. Then Ben, me, and Sonia all scored 4 points, and Chris got 7. Good old Max Verstappen. Ricardo didn't get into the top 10, Ben. Sorry, mate.
He didn't even get into the race.
Nope. Wasn't even in the top 20.
So what we'll do is we'll count Lawson's finishing position as Ricardo's, and oh wait,
Whoa.
He was 13th.
he also didn't make it into
No.
the top 10.
But Ben didn't say Lawson. Ben said Ricardo.
Didn't someone say, like, was it me last year who said Alex points? And then Nick DeFries took a seat and then got points. I'm gonna stop saying a driver to get points because they don't take part in the race.
Let me find out. Let's go back to last year.
Last Monza.
Italy prediction. Albon P8, he said.
Didn't Nick DeVries finish P8?
I think he did, yeah.
It's that P9.
P8 or
He
P9?
finished in the points.
Oh my god. Top banter. But you also put in brackets season's best, so if you finished 10th or 9th, you would have got half a point.
Brilliant.
No crane usage, unlucky. Verstappen bowling, Nia. Oh, unlucky.
That is awful.
And then I put at least 3 impeding incidents.
Oh,
So this one for
How many-
debate. Wait, did you say at least 3 impeding incidents during qualifying?
I don't know, we'll have to get a check on that. But if it didn't specify quali,
VAR review.
If it didn't specify quali,
then
give
leave
it a
Lawson! I think forcing another driver off the track is a more severe version of impeding, so I feel like at least half a point
But
is
it's a
going my way.
different bit of the code.
Oh, I've got the review,
Oh god.
and it says in qualifying.
Bugger.
So no points for Richard.
I feel that's harsh given that it
Because
is-
Sainz also wasn't penalised for impeding. It was for potentially dangerous manoeuvre.
Oh, well, that's definitely impeding.
And he only received a reprimand. Whereas for impeding, you get a 3-place grid penalty.
Oh, that's definitely impeding.
Did it say impeding?
Does
Listen
not say
here.
impeding.
Listen here, you sour ass.
If it didn't say impeding, it's not impeding.
Piastri also was not on a quick lap when it happened.
Damn it. That'll probably be why. That'll probably be why.
Because Ferrari even got fined for it. They didn't even say it was wholly Sainz's fault. They blamed the team
Probably.
as well.
Probably because they didn't go, oh yeah, Piastri's there.
Yeah. And yeah, the Liam Lawson thing was exactly what we said it was. The competitor double stacked their cars to change tires, leaving car 40 sticking out into the transition lane, and thereby unnecessarily impeded car 20 for close to 10 seconds. This is not permitted by the code.
Banter.
I didn't think it would be permitted just parking your car in front of your competitor's pit exit and going, lol.
What if you retired someone's car and just left it there?
I think that might lead to disqualification for the team somehow.
Oh, we were going to get to it eventually, mate. It's just, the kettle just boiled.
Give us bloody time. You got other things to do.
We were tending to our VIP guests at the back of the garage and we just forgot.
I had a stroopwafel to eat.
Oh, did you see the turn 3 marshals where Daniel went off sent stroopwafels to him? That was nice.
Also, just generally, during the red flag in the race, immaculate vibes from absolutely everyone, from the marshals to the crowd.
Yeah.
It might have been absolutely chucking it down, but the spirits were not dampened.
No. It is a good crowd over in Zandvoort. Probably one of the best we have on the calendar.
As long as you're a Max fan.
Oh yeah.
Unless you
But
support
yeah,
Mercedes.
I'd say in terms of general atmosphere, Zandvoort's up there with the likes of Silverstone. Austria's usually very good as well. Belgium.
The Max tracks.
Yeah. And Silverstone.
Tifosi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Monza's
for Monza.
Tifosi is
Yeah.
outrageous.
And the Tifosi had a lot of love for Latifi last year, which I still find
It's where it all
hilarious.
started, wasn't it? The Tifosi. So, respect to them.
What we forgot to mention, Yuki Tsunoda was penalised for causing a collision, and Kevin Magnussen got a 5-second time penalty for falling more than 10 car lengths behind the safety car at the red flag restart.
Yeah, I've got the document up. Where he dropped back more than 10 car lengths, sometimes as far back as 260 to 270 metres. And then sped forward, all in an attempt to warm his tyres. Man, they just outed him, straight up.
Yeah. And yeah, Yuki got done for causing a collision. Not a good weekend for Yuki, because he got done for impeding Lewis Hamilton. And then causing a collision.
How many points is he on now?
Let's find out.
2.
5.
Oh, okay. You still got a fair way to go then.
He's halfway there.
But yeah, basically Yuki yeeted Russell. And the stewards went, oh yeah, his fault. Shall we talk Monza then?
I thought we were doing F2 first.
Yeah, I forgot about Formula 2.
Seen it a minute ago. You seen half a car fall off.
Yeah, true. So the sprint race was rather uneventful, so uneventful that we awarded 0 points.
What are you talking about? It was incredibly eventful. There was a car on top of another car.
Yeah.
Yeah, jokes. Lap 1 was chaos. It was in the rain, and as we've established, everyone forgets how to drive in the rain.
To be fair, they made it as far as like turn 5.
Wow.
It was better than they managed on the feature race.
True. But yeah, so they made it to about turn 5, and then the two Campos cars decided to get to know one another a bit better. And we don't even see really how it happens on the replays.
There's too much spray. You can't see anything until they go off the circuit, and it's just like, ta-da! Car stacking competition.
Yeah, there's literally just the two Campos cars are sitting one on top of the other. Is the way how one of the drivers goes to walk away, I think must clock it behind him and is like, wait, what? And runs back to see if the other guy's all right.
Limps back. You can see him like, oh God.
But yeah, and then they threw a red flag. They came back out. The conditions were so bad that they immediately threw the red flag, and then they ran out of time.
Yeah, I mean, they came out just to to see, let the drivers get a feel of the conditions, and it was just kind of like, no. So when they came out with the safety car, because everything was behind the safety car at that point. They only had 20 minutes on the clock anyway.
What I found really funny is before they throw the red flag, the race control message appears on the screen, rolling start procedure. It's just, no. No.
So, but yeah. We did get a rolling start in the feature race.
But yeah, if you go and watch the sprint race highlights on the Formula 1 YouTube page, it's basically just the whole race, to be completely honest. They've basically just uploaded the entire race.
They've just cut out the section under the red flag.
Yeah, for your viewing pleasure, the sprint race. Where we didn't even get one lap of green flag running.
Yeah.
And then the feature race. was also just as chaotic.
Yep.
But it's more chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
F2 played bumper cars this week.
Sorry, I've just looked at the championship standings. Clement Novalak, the race winner, is in 17th in the championship on 28 points. He scored 26 of those in the feature race. Oh, God. So he has bumped himself up from like the bottom of the table bar 2 people. He's only moved up like 4 positions, to be fair.
I just love the amount of blank columns that they now have on the championship standings document
Yep.
for Formula 2. Because they've got both Imola rounds and then one of the Zandvoort rounds just completely blank.
Oh, yeah.
And we've only got 2 rounds to go for Formula 2 actually this season.
Yeah, we've only got 1 round to go for Formula 3.
Yeah.
And that's this weekend.
Indeed. And then Formula 2 goes to Abu Dhabi because for some reason it needs like 2 months off.
Autumn break.
Just after the summer break.
Yeah.
But I don't even know how to describe the Formula 2 feature race. I think for once the easiest way to review it is just to tell people, go and watch the highlights. Just go and watch.
Yeah, it was kind of how to go about it. Spin, punt, spin, crash, spin.
Yeah. Tires fall off.
Tires disappear and spin.
Yeah.
Roy Nassani's greatest ever bit of content.
Yeah, just go and watch it. For once, I think we can't do it justice. Just watch it.
To give you an idea of how chaotic it was.
No, yeah, I was gonna say.
Wow. Okay. Self-burn. To put it into context, the top 4 in the Drivers' Championship didn't score any points.
Yeah. The top 2 in the Drivers' Championship DNF'd within about 3 corners of each other.
Yeah.
The top 7 combined scored 8 points this whole weekend.
Like, only like top, what was like 6th and 7th moved. Everyone else, like in that top 10, stayed the same. And like 7th and 8th swapped, but that's it.
Fittipaldi overtook Behrman for 6th place in the championship.
That's it, yeah. That's it, in like the top 10.
The top 8 in the championship, the results in Zandvoort were not classified, 13th place, not classified, 2 points for 9th, 6 points for 7th, not classified, 12 points for 4th.
Yeah.
4 out of the top 8 all DNF'd. 5 out of the top 8 didn't score points.
You know, it's a good race.
Carnage.
So just go watch it.
Yeah.
Now we talk Monza.
Yeah.
And we have a stacked calendar because everyone's in Monza. We've got Formula 1, Formula 2 and Formula 3, where we will crown a new Formula 3 drivers champion.
Oh, let's be honest, it's already done.
Yeah, who's already on top?
He needs 1 point to secure it.
And that is...
We just watched Zandvoort. Zandvoort Formula 2 just happened. Let's not take anything for granted.
Yeah, okay, but like, if Bortoletto takes pole, he wins. And if Aaron or Pepe Marti don't take pole, he wins.
Yeah.
So Gabriel Bortoletto basically has both hands on that trophy already. He needs
the team's championship?
an point. Teams. Prema have a 25-point lead over Trident, who have a 105-point lead over Campos.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So first and second are secure then.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't actually know what the maximum points haul is in a Formula 3 teams round.
No, neither do
There's
I.
3 cars in each.
So you'd
So
need
that's
first, second, third, fastest lap, and pole.
Yeah.
But
It's a
So
lot of working
poles
out.
what?
and the
2
sprint race
points?
and feature
Pole
race.
is 2 points, yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and feature race, first, second, third, and fastest
Yeah.
lap. Oh my god.
Let's work this out.
Content.
So the feature race. Well, the feature race, we know the points, is 26, 18, 16. So that is 26 and
races.
18 is 44, is 60 points you can get from the feature. Plus the 2 points for pole takes you to 62.
89.
89 points. So, yeah, it's literally possible for second place to be caught.
The maximum a driver can get in one weekend is 39.
Yeah. And Bortoletto is 38 points ahead.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's highly unlikely that unless he brings out the bottle of the century.
It would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
And yeah, Formula 2 will move into its penultimate round with Tail per share holding a 14-point lead at the moment. So I guess that championship could, in theory, be wrapped up in Monza, but it's highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Because he would have to hold a 39-point lead going into the final race. Well, set of races in Abu Dhabi, and also Formula One, of course, is in Monza. Who's predicting a car park in Q3? I know I am.
Everyone. So
So yeah, no car parks will be accepted as bold predictions at any point for this weekend. It's Monza.
how about the breaking of the Monza curse?
Remind me what the
No.
Monza curse is
No.
again?
The winner of the year before DNFs the next race. So like
That's with
Charles won, then DNF'd, Pierre won, then DNF next race.
Ricardo
So-
then
so-
won and DNF.
Yeah, so
And Max won last year, so
So that would be acceptable, yes. If you
Shotgun!
want to call it.
no.
Ah.
How is that acceptable? The man's won the last 9 races in a row by about a combined 40 minutes.
Because there is a strange trend when it comes to Monza. When it's happened at the last 4 Grand Prix,
It's
and
locked in now.
consider it a
written
trend.
down.
No way.
And allow it.
Now, should that be? It's like trusting a Ouija board.
Okay, we're going for bold predictions first then. Nia, can we have yours, please?
no.
Well,
How is you? That is awful.
we need it now.
I forgot about this.
How have you got away with Max to break the curse?
Top Bants, that. Top Bants.
Can I have what your bold prediction was going to be?
That was it. That was my
Oh, fuck.
my one shot.
Like,
Okay, Ben, what's
No McLaren in the top 8.
We are rubbish in a straight line.
That's my process going through it.
Yeah. Slow speed
Right.
corners, not the one.
he just doesn't want to predict McLaren the points because then somehow they both won't start.
This is where it's a McLaren run to and Max DNFs.
I'll go with No, because I can just predict that when it's podium time, so I can't go with that. Oh, I don't know for Monza. Monza feels too predictable to have a bold prediction. No incident in turn 1. On turn 1.
No turn 1 incident.
Yeah, no lap 1, turn 1.
Oh, okay. Lap 1. Cool.
Okay,
come
Nia,
up
now you.
Is it bold?
from
if I
race
say-
control. Sorry. Does there have to be a message from race control saying, like, looking at? And,
If
like,
anything is
whatever it is.
noted, if it's even
Yeah.
noted, then it'll count as
Cool.
an incident.
Yeah. Okay.
Got to see it at the top of my screen.
Yeah, even if they don't investigate it, if they note it, then
We need clarification, and we got that.
yeah.
Is it count as bold if I say Lawson first points?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
We'll allow it. The Alpha
It's
Tauri
his-
is a bus,
And it's his second race.
Yeah.
and the Alpha Tauri is a bus. Pole position. Richard.
Verstappen.
Yeah.
This is shocking.
Just basically got away with saying Man City to win the league.
Yeah.
Nia.
Matt.
Ben.
Max.
Don't pretend you're not going to say anything else than Matt.
Yeah. This is Richard's whole bold prediction is Max to win. This is what?
Do you know, Baku is a very straight line, speed centered circuit, and he wasn't on pole there. I'm going to go with Charles.
Oh my good
Well for
God, he's throwing his points
He's
away.
well for it. Not only is he gifting others points, he's throwing himself away as well.
I'm just manifesting a Leclerc pole position to see the Tifosi happy at least once this weekend.
To then take it away from them in the race.
Exactly, because it's Ferrari and they don't know how to fit tyres.
No, that was Prema.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Well, sorry, Ferrari to have tyres ready when they go bugs, 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 bugs.
Yeah.
Ben, your podium, please.
Verstappen, Perez, Alonso.
Nia.
Zappen, Perez, Charles.
Richard.
I've gone Verstappen, Alonso, Perez.
I'm gonna believe in the Monza curse. I'm gonna manifest it and go with Sainz, Hamilton, Leclerc.
So Leclerc has done the classic starting pole,
Finish third.
fall behind. Yeah.
Charles Leclerc, thanks. Lap down showdown, please, Richard.
There are 53 laps, everybody. Just so you're all aware. And I'm going to say... No, because it's... Magnussen on lap 27, and he'll finish one lap down.
Ben?
Magnussen, 32, one lap down.
I'm gonna go Lawson, 24, one lap down. And Nia?
Sergeant, 20, one lap down.
Forgetting that the Williams is an absolute rocket ship in a straight line. Oh, shame.
You
The book
forget.
is closed.
You forget I panic in these situations every single week.
You'd think you'd be prepared for this.
Nope.
2.5 years in.
To be fair, at one point it was just Mazepin we had to worry about.
Yeah, this is. I mean, the whole segment was named after him,
Yeah.
and it wasn't what. It wasn't if he was finishing or not. It was if he was finishing. Or not.
It was,
wasn't.
yeah.
It wasn't just how many laps down it was. It was if he was even going to finish the race. So.
The fact that we got Matthew Gallagher to play Mazepin Benko is still amazing.
We almost made him leave before we did it.
Yeah, we introduced the segment and he's like, what?
As soon as we heard Mazepin, he's like, nah, I'm out.
His prediction was amazing, but completely wrong. Will he finish? No.
I mean, I
Maybe
respect
that will
it.
last one. When on lap one, will he for DNF turn one?
I can respect it.
Yeah. I don't think Mazepin ever did crash out in lap one, turn one.
No, he came closest on his first appearance, which was turn 3.
Yeah, lap one, turn
That's
three.
That's a debut for the ages.
Oh, yeah. It's the fact that it was right across from the Romain Grosjean wall as well. 2 visits to Bahrain and we have a Haas in both sides of the track.
They're just setting up the Haas polarity magnet so that it can, like, zoom them down the straight.
Just so that it stays on the circuit from then
Yeah.
on. Yeah, I think that brings to an end this week's episode of the Turn 5 podcast. I don't think there's been any other news apart from Daniel.
Ferrari are doing a new livery for the Le Mans victory. They're
Oh, that's
running a
good.
special livery.
If Ferrari put as much effort into race strategy as they did to special liveries at Monza, they'd have been world champions for the last 5 years.
Pretty lass.
I must admit, I really liked special livery at last year's race.
I mean, yeah, that's the point. They're really nice. So they put a lot of effort into it.
The yellow was absolutely popping. Ferrari, however, were not. I can't actually remember where they finished at Monza last year.
It's like 3rd and 5th or something.
Did they get the podium?
Hang on. I'll find
I
out.
don't know. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
they did.
I thought Charles did.
Yeah, I think so.
But I don't know. I looked at it about 20 minutes ago and I've already forgot. I
He
know
came
George was on the
second.
podium.
Yeah, George.
There you go.
Oh, because the race finished behind the safety car and everyone booed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, because it showed how Abu Dhabi should have finished.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, because I found a flying McLaren actually moments after the race because they just left it on a crane. No, just FIA things. We
you're
deal with it
waiting to-
later.
Get water.
Yeah. Oh, don't remind me of that. Dear God. And you joke about the Queen.
Oh no, that should have been my bold prediction.
Charlie Boy cops it.
Yeah, royal dies.
Oh, God.
Do you know what? Here's what we're going to do. If the king dies this weekend, we will give you 20 points.
No, it's just got to be an instant win of the championship because I got 100 points last season for saying a groundhog would get squashed.
Okay, very well. We will give you... You will win.
The Bold Championship Award
You will just win.
will go to you.
I am
Can we...
going on the black web to hire an assassin. I'm not just to clarify.
Ben, you can't even afford a cameo from an F1 driver. You think you can afford to hire someone to take out the king?
Welcome to this week's episode of the Turn 5 podcast featuring High Treason.
What would make it so much better is if it happens the Tuesday after.
Oh god.
It
Oh, I
has
don't
to.
know.
There is a hard deadline of lights out on Sunday. If it
Yeah.
isn't before the race, that's it.
I'll accept half points for before recording.
How do you win half a championship?
You just get like 500 points.
Guaranteed it'll be on a Tuesday if that would ever go to happen.
6:01 p.m. on Tuesday.
We really do not hope that Charles dies. But I do now. This championship means everything.
It's only the bold one, mate. It's not even the podium one.
It's what he wants.
Oh god.
I think before Ben commits more medieval crimes, we should bring to an end this week's episode.
We can carry on. I need, I've got an award show to think about.
You
I
need content for the awards show.
Oh god. Scraping the barrel, truly.
Maybe for this year's award show, we'll let you buy really trophies to send. Like
No.
the cheap £1 ones you can get from Amazon.
Oh god.
But anyway, that wraps up this week's episode of the Turn 5 podcast. We will see you next week for the Monza review. Thank you very much for watching. Ta-ra for now.